Good morning to you all, or good afternoon, or good whatever the fuck time it is for you. Anyways, so I'm sure you've seen this clip floating around the internet these past few days.
Non-human visitors to Earth.
Well, he gave classified information. He's not supposed to be doing that.
So aliens are real.
Well, I don't know if they're real or not. I can tell you he gave classified information. He's not supposed to be doing that.
This comes after Obama on a podcast was asked if aliens were real, and he pretty much confirms it.
Are aliens real?
They're real, but I haven't seen them, and they're not being kept in what is it?
Area 51?
Area 51. There's no underground facility.
Now, Trump, after Obama released classified information, says he now will release the UFO files, which is pretty interesting because we all know Trump's involved in other files. But, anyways, this comes at a convenient time for me because I've been meaning to make a video about aliens. To be more specific, what is the most convincing UFO sighting in recent history? And I think I found the answer to that question because, unlike other UFO sightings, this one I'll be talking about today has a good amount of physical evidence. But, anyways, let's get into the video. This is your Info Ed speaking. Make sure to not only like but also subscribe to this channel if you like what you're seeing. It would be very much appreciated. Now, anyways, what is this UFO sighting that I'm talking about? Well, it's none other than the Falcon Lake incident. The Falcon Lake incident is not only considered one of the more credible UFO sightings, but also one of the best documented UFO sightings in recent history.
Very definitely. Right here in Manitoba, we have one of the finest cases on record. It's a very interesting case. It took place at Falcon Lake.
Our lone witness goes by the name of Stefan Michalek, who was born in Poland. He served in World War II, and in the late 1940s, he and his family moved to Canada. And one of the ways he embraced his new country was developing a love for nature. And one of his favorite places to go and wander into the wilderness was the Falcon Bay area, which, of course, is where our story takes place. The encounter takes place on May 20th, 1967, where Michalek was in the Falcon Bay area searching for minerals, where he was startled by a flock of geese. And while looking up, he sees these two cigar-shaped objects in the air with this reddish glow to them. He then noted that a door opened from the side, and he visibly heard muffled voices coming from the craft. He tried calling out in English, but no response. Then his native Polish, then Russian, then finally German, but of course, no response. He then noted that he moved closer to this object, put his welding goggles on, and stepped inside. And this is the major flaw of this story, because unless you think you're every character in every horror movie, any sane person would get the fuck out of there. But whatever, let's keep reading this encounter. While looking into the aircraft, he said he saw flashing lights and light beams, but no one in sight. The craft began to turn counterclockwise, and he then noted that he saw a panel that contained a grid of holes. It then struck him in the chest, knocking him backwards and setting his shirt on fire. And that's the entire encounter. Shortly after the incident, Michalek was treated at a nearby hospital where he suffered from severe nausea, headaches, and weight loss, and also suffered a pretty severe burn on his chest. Investigations were launched shortly after by both Canadian and American authorities, and they found some evidence that at the very least makes Michalek's claim a little more credible than one may think. While investigating the area, authorities found a circle around 15 feet long without any moss or vegetation in the area. Authorities also did tests on the soil in the area along with Michalek's clothing and found it to be highly radioactive. But obviously, to this day, the case remains unresolved, and there's no definitive answer to anything, especially since there's only one lone witness in this case. The argument you can make that the incident was real is the clear physical evidence, with Mahalik's burns on his chest and clothing, along with the area being highly radioactive. The argument you can make against the case is you can make the claim that Mahalik was either severely intoxicated or just fucking crazy, as there's even reports that Mahalik had a few beers the night before, although Mahalik claims that he was not intoxicated at all. I also hear other theories that the whole UFO was misidentified for a secret US or Soviet military aircraft used during the Cold War. I also want to compare the Falcon Lake incident to other credible UFO sightings to see how well Mihalik's claims compare to other witnesses. I do think the USS Nimitz incident in 2004 compares pretty well to Falcon Lake, if not even more credible, due to the fact that the witnesses aren't just your average Joe, but professional military pilots. And if you were to ask me who would I trust more compared to a professional military pilot and some random ass old guy, 99% of the time I would trust a pilot. The Phoenix Lights are also pretty interesting as well, as in the late 90s over the skies of Arizona, thousands of witnesses saw unidentified objects in the air, with even the governor of Phoenix believing it to be aliens.
I'm serious now. That unquestionably it was a UFO, which means unidentified flying object.
Doesn't mean we're being visited.
Although it was later explained to be flares from military aircraft. The Falcon Lake incident is a dilemma. There is no logical explanation for what could have happened. While you can make the argument that either Mahalik was under the influence of some or was just some crazy old guy, this does not explain where did the burns come from or where the radiation came from in the area, but also there's not a lot we can work with here because there's only one lone witness. And that's why I chose this UFO case, because unlike other UFO cases, there's no footage or there's no photos, so you can easily just say, oh, all this is bullshit. But there's pretty damning physical evidence that you can't just gloss over. And besides that, all of this makes for a good mystery at the end of the day. But that's for you guys to decide. If you like more videos like this, make sure to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.